So these are some little-known facts that link Alex Jones to the CIA. Alex Jones admitted on his radio show on June 10, 2014, that his father and other family members worked for the CIA during the 1980s.
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird experiments going on and just stuff that's off the chart. And it's industrial level. I'm not bragging when I say that when in the 80s, I guess late 80s, my mom and dad had multiple discussions, and my dad would say, let's talk about it privately and stuff like that, with my mom, so I never even heard all of it. He won't talk about it today, where the CIA tried to hire him, because I had some family that did stuff for the CIA, to be inducted in Maryland into literal below-ground bases for a 4-year secret tour. And they were hiring other top dentists that were pioneering implants. My dad pioneered implants and would, taught it at medical school and all that. And it was literally, they just said it's cybernetics, it's highly advanced, and he was, and it was $400,000 a year, way more money than he was making then. And he owned dental offices. And he said no, because my dad did work at the medical school. He was someone who would do medical procedures on high-level CIA people. They would come into him, and then they would not allow deadening. They would have people there watching while he did procedures on people just because they can't be put under. That was back during the Cold War. And so my dad did do that. Probably get mad at me even telling this. But the whole point is that what that guy was talking about, I mean, it's reportedly really bad what's going on now. I mean, you name it, Island of Dr. Maru level stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And it's just from what I've been told by high-level people, not my dad. He was just went and interviewed and was told about it. And it's just we're not in Kansas is what I'm trying to tell people.
Alex Jones also admitted on the Opie and Anthony radio show on April 17th, 2013, that there are many CIA agents in his extended family.
Now listen, let's get serious about this. Number one, I've grown slowly over the years, and people can also say, oh, that's bull. They try to assassinate my character. They try to assassinate my name. They try to say that I've done things that aren't true. If they physically kill me, it will highlight everything I've said. It will underscore it, put 100 exclamation points behind it. They'd rather do what the White House regulations said they would do, put out fake conspiracy theories, so outlandish it outrages pea-brains.
Or they could just put you at the Boston Marathon and have a bomb blow up and kill you, just like they tried to kill me.
Sorry, ma'am.
Right?
I'm not really into marathons.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, if the government wanted you gone, you'd be gone. But they think you're so fucking crazy and such a lunatic that they don't give a shit about you.
Ma'am, let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. When I go to a family reunion...
You're not being honest this entire time. You like to dance around shit and fucking not answer questions.
Ma'am, I grew up in Dallas, Texas. I grew up in Dallas,
you. Do you want a medal?
No, let me tell you a story. I grew up in Dallas, Texas with my family. Let me just say something. I grew up in Dallas, Texas with my family doing things like helping take in East German defectors, okay? Whenever I go to a family reunion, half the people in the room are former retired CIA. What? And do you know what they tell me? They tell me I'm dead on, 100% absolutely right about what I'm covering.
Senile people are telling you this government conspiracy. Wow, way to get good fucking information, bro. That's cool.
No. There's a lot of good people who've been in and out of the government who aren't naive.
I'm sure.
You know it's declassified that the majority of drugs are brought in by the government? Did you know that, Walnut Brain?
Majority of the drugs brought in by the government.
Alex, I got a question for you, for real. I've been looking at my Twitter a little bit, and someone says you got to explain the have Alex Jones explain the Family Guy conspiracy about Boston, and the guy writes it's good.
Okay, I really want to do that, but I rolled out of bed. Can I? I'm gonna be honest. Can I take a crap?
There you go.
Sure. And I also want
you've been doing.
And I also want to ask you about Bill Hicks too, because I was a huge Bill Hicks fan, and it was a bit strange that he died so young with all the shit he was saying. You got anything on that one?
He also parked pretty damn hard. That's all I'm going to say. I've been told stories about Hammond.
Yeah.
That's the government messing with his phone.
All right, listen. Yeah, they're messing with your phone just as you're about to talk about Bill Hicks.
I'd like to tell you the thing about the Family Guy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And I apologize that I'm on this cell phone. My parents are right by my office. I live out in the country, like a 45-minute drive. So I didn't get home till 5 a.m. Slept 2 hours, and that's why. I'm actually wrapped up in a blanket.
This is David Jones, Alex Jones's supposed father. And this is Carol Jones, maiden name Hammond, Alex Jones's supposed mother. This is Verna Grace Chow. She is a member of Alex Jones's extended family on his mother's side. She is the daughter of William Forrest Hammond, who is the brother of Alex Jones's mother, Carol Gretchen Hammond. Verna has a brother named Buckley S. Hammond, who is employed as a producer and reporter for InfoWars. Alex interviewed Buckley live on his radio show, August 8, 2014, during which Alex introduced Buckley as his cousin and stated that he helped create InfoWars 19 years ago.
My cousin, Buckley Hammond, who grew up the first 5, 6, 7 years, I don't know, of his life in Guatemala, is just going to give you a little perspective.
Yeah,
of what
my
it was
dad
like
had been a ham radio since he was young. He was actually
youngest guy in Texas ever. I think in the country, actually.
Exactly. He was one of the youngest people to ever get a ham radio license. And obviously, he operated a ham radio down there where they would do what's called a phone patch, where someone from up here could call someone with a ham radio and relay it down to him. And so people could talk internationally on the phone. This was before the internet, before international phone lines even went down to third world countries like Guatemala or were reliable. But yeah, that's true. People would say that he was working for the CIA, or they would say that he was working for.
I will link the obituary of William Forrest Hammond, the father of Verna and Buckley, as well as the uncle of Alex Jones, in the description. I will also link everything else I'm talking about in the description. William Forrest Hammond died on January 3rd, 2014, and it was extremely likely that he was a CIA agent operating in Guatemala during the 1980s. During the interview, Buckley stated that the Guatemalan government accused his father of being a CIA operative, and the government subsequently confiscated his father's ham radio equipment because it was suspected that his father was utilizing it for covert CIA activities. I think that is extremely likely. Moving back to Verna Chow, she was employed by both Dell and IBM, two corporations that are very well known to be private contractors for the CIA and NSA. Verna was employed by IBM for 10 years, from August 2000 till April 2010, and was employed by Dell for 6 years, from April 2010 till 2016. Verna had a very interesting job description slash title while working at Dell, and it was very similar to Edward Snowden's job description slash title while he was employed at Dell as an NSA slash CIA contractor. All of those links will be in the description for fact checking. This is a quote from a journalist who sat in on a Dell security meeting. This link will be in the description as well. Verna Grace Chow, director of Dell's Global Security Solutions, was kicked off the session by asking us for our favorite security terms. The sheer magnitude of the cybersecurity issue and risks quickly bubbled up as people reeled off terms such as honeypot, snort, worms, hijack, Trojan, trampoline, phishing with a PH, ransomware, and more. I couldn't help but think how difficult it is for business decision makers to understand what all these terms meant, let alone stay ahead of these threats and safeguard corporate information. Very interesting. I will also link a Wall Street Journal article that documents that Verna and her friend here have some close ties to Warren Buffett.
All right, now I'm going to go to these callers here. I don't care if people disagree with me. In fact, I'll go to the head of the line if you do. But I'm not going to go into a little victory lap about how I'm a Russian agent or I'm an Israeli agent. If you want to get to topics of why you don't like Israel or why you do, That's fine. I'm just not going to do the, you're a Vatican agent, you're a Russian agent, you're a Jewish agent. I've already heard it all. I'm an agent of the Republic, of prosperity, of justice. That's what I stand for. I built this myself with the listeners. I know people that live in their mother's basements can't believe that anybody could actually do something on their own, but I believe in you. So you have free speech. We don't screen your calls. But I'm not going to sit here and hear the mental illness. Okay? If you want to say something bad about Israel or good, that's fine. My point is, I'm an honorable person. I told you why I'm against overthrowing Israel. It's going to start a frickin' nuclear war. Same reason I don't want to have a war with Russia. This is the reality. Israel's not going anywhere. Why is Obama Machiavellingly doing this now? To create a giant crisis. They're shooting down Russian aircraft. They're killing Russian ambassadors. All hell's breaking loose. The head banker for NATO just got murdered. Today, executed in Belgium. This is the real world. Jeremy in Kansas, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, Alex, thank you. If we want to turn Trump into an asset of the Republic rather than a tool of vulture billionaires, the military-industrial complex, and the Zionist power configuration, then you're going to have to start telling the truth about Zionist power in the United States of America.
Okay, you're on the air. Did you hear what I said? You can say whatever you want, but this BS about me, you're on the air. You're being listened to right now, big man.
Yeah, so the main group that's very dangerous around Trump is the Netanyahu faction. This goes down into Trump's deputy campaign manager, Michael Glassner, who is actually the deputy under Eisenberg, who transferred the real estate to Trump's good friend Larry Silverstein weeks before it was blown into smithereens on live television with thousands of living human beings on it. This man, Michael Glassner, also worked for the parent company of Genie Energy, which has massive energy interests in the Golan Heights, which is part of what this destabilization of Syria is about. On the board of Genie Energy in Israel, you also see the parent company having people like the Rothschild, Rupert Murdoch, it's of course bipartisan. Bill Richardson is on the board. Dick Cheney is on the board. Okay, these are the people that are surrounding Trump right now. Mike Flynn is not yet a patriot. He needs to speak the truth about September 11th treason that was done by Zionist power in the United States of America. And he wrote his book with Michael Ledeen, the arch neocon who's helping architect the clash of civilizations. You need to help us speak these truths. Have on people like Dr. Kevin Barrett, Christopher Bolin.
I appreciate your call. I mean, there you go with who you're saying I should have on. I'm not going to get into that first person you mentioned. See, you just got on air unscreened. You just said what you wanted to, and then it went back to I need to have on. I'm covering up, and it's the same mental illness. Just you do it each time, you know, and then it's you need to, even though they're on the air.
All right, we all know Alex is a Zionist shill as well. He's the gatekeeper for the Zionists. He calls them the globalist or the elite, so we never know who the hidden hand really is. Well, it's the Zionist. It's the ideology of the Zionists.
That is unique and, how can I say it, so strong with Jews worldwide. There is a, I mean, you know, I used to say early on when I was a kid, I'd say, when I was a young senator, I'd say, if I were a Jew, I'd be a Zionist. I am a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
I mean, it's like, can I just live in peace? I mean, I don't hear anybody. Can I stop hearing how this devil? Yeah. Well, this has been an epic.
Working for the bad guys, been right here, right now. But I had to hang up on the guy and delay him out because there's no point in letting him put out his COINTELPRO. What's COINTELPRO? According to FBI records, COINTELPRO resources were expended on infiltrating, disrupting, marginalizing, and/or subverting groups suspected of being subversive. I can't tell you how many times I've just gone to any political event.
Constantly put on the defensive against the federal government. Every single time. Be it the FCC coming to town and trying to shut down our local micro broadcaster. Be it the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration coming to town and trying to shut down and train the police officers to do blood withdrawals.
That's an example of COINTELPRO. Here's another great example of COINTELPRO.
You are not going to get away with your activities. You are not going to get away.
Hey, ladies, the Second and First Amendment. Get the hell out of my face.
I'm here to tell you right now that we are not your property.
You're not part of the team.
Right now.
You're not part of the team. I mean, I almost started crying last night when I was at that demonstration. And I saw these families bringing their children up to me for me to shake their hand, and I just look at their innocence.
He's trying to take over our rally that a lot of people worked on.
Is that once they cause all the infighting and division and problems, then everyone spends their time on that, and then you can't expand your organizations.
All right, is the freedom movement divided in Austin? Somebody doesn't want to play nice.
And every time I go to a big city and see provocateurs, I've seen it in Austin.
Are you ready to stop down, ladies and gentlemen? You're provocateur!
That's COINTELPRO, playing that against people, creating racial division, infiltrating groups, trying to radicalize them, trying to get people to commit acts of violence so they can put them in prison.
And we're going to rouse and rise for humanity to identify who you are, and as you wage war against us, 1776.
You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day? You know what it's like knowing you've ruined my life? You know what it's like, you sons of bitches? I'm tired of your crap.
When they bust a cap in my head, can you imagine what's going to happen? And that's their plan.
Right there, right there. You work for Time Warner Cable? Right there. Is that who you work for? I work for Alex Jones. Who do you work for? You work for President? I work for InfoWars. INFOWARS.com. It's a website. InfoWars.com. Okay, that's what I'm asking, so I can tell who you work for. I
mean, I don't hear anybody. Can I stop hearing how I'm this devil? Yeah. Well, this has been an epic 5-hour break. Anybody, can I stop hearing how I'm this devil? Can I stop hearing how I'm this devil?